Bingo! It's showtime. Tonight, Eugene Lett and Will D. Turner take us on their journey. Basketball history. Gene, Will D. Turner, it's your time to shine. It's time for y'all to tell y'all story. Let's go. Who's first?
I'm gonna start first. I
Gene
just want,
Lett.
yes, Gene Lett, Senior. I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity forum to tell my story.
You deserve
Uh,
it. You
Thank you very
deserve it.
much. Thank you. I appreciate it. I just brought my friend Will Turner live. That's going live with me. He's been
Will Turner.
one of my great supporters and one of my closest friends that make sure I'm straight, make sure that our principles intact as we grow as men, as we deal with our families, our wives and our kids. We both definitely keep each other on our toes. My journey runs so deep, man. As a youth coming from 58 from Baltimore, where there was guns and drugs and a lot of violence, I was fortunate enough to hang around um, some kids that wanted to play basketball, that wanted to go to school and do the right thing, despite what was happening in our community. So
Yeah.
that kept me on, kept me straight. I had friends like the late great Henry Smith, who passed away. May he rest in peace. Rodney Westcott, Bruiser Flint, uh, Bahir Ball, Benny Ball,
Oh
Chris
yeah.
Brown,
Yeah.
um, you know, George and Rudy Ewell. Um, a lot of great basketball players, but great human beings. We kept each other straight. That was a time when we were able to stay on the basketball courts till 2, 3 in the morning and not have to worry about no gunshots or nobody trying to rob or hurt us.
Yeah.
So that era, during the gang war era, wasn't a lot of guns, with stabbings and area,
You can.
gang.
I remember the era. I remember you was able to go from your section because I used to play ball up there. I remember when Charlie Mack used to be at that King Sesson joint,
Yes, and
and
Myers.
yeah, at Myers. And I remember a couple times we went up there, play ball up there. Me, my homies, Darren and Troy and them, because we would play everywhere, Belmont there. So I do remember that time and that era back then.
Yes, but that was a time where you know kids wasn't involved, women wasn't involved, whatever was going on as far as the beef. Um, and I was fortunate enough for my old head and the guys that were in the street to make sure that we were protected while we was on the basketball court and not
Yeah,
have to worry about that. So I think that our principles as it pertain as where we at now is that some people just don't care. But I was thankful to have those mentors and those type of individuals in my life to allow me to grow, um, get a quality education, go to high
hmm
school, then go to college, and things of that nature. So, I understand the dynamics of, it just don't start as blood. We were family. If I did something wrong in my neighborhood, you know, my mother or my family, friends and neighbors could, give me a spanking and send me back home. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So we lost some traditional values as it
yeah.
pertains to helping out in our community.
I actually remember that era. Like I said, I knew you as a basketball player too. I do remember when I actually first played with you. It was the only time I actually played with you. It was at the Boathouse Row. Remember that?
I
And
remember that.
it was an actual All-Star game. And all you kept saying was, "Trust me, they're not gonna be able to stick me. Just get open." And I remember that. I was like, "Yeah, that's Gene right there." Gene always went pat pat pat, get them open, pat pat pat, go to the hole. So I remember your game. I remember who you were back then. And then, of course, the other journey was remember I was doing the games. Well, I still do them. Announce the games, and I
Yeah.
started to see you with your sons. I think I did about 5 or 6 of them myself, and because I remember their last name was Lett, and I would always see you around. And the one great thing out of anything, like I said, I grew up without a father. Now you were a father to your kids. You know what I mean? So of course, I never had that. that attribute in my life. But guess what? I didn't do it to mine. So as long as I can correct it and make it better for me, that's all that matters for me. But now let's go. Now we want to go with Will D right now because we're gonna gradually chop it up. Will D Turner, is your turn. Go.
I just want to say, me and Gene been friends maybe about. I haven't known him long, but me and Gene, we got a strong bond. Me and Gene been friends about 3 years now. We got a lot of mutual friends that I grew up with that he know.
Yeah,
So just
I
meeting
figured
him
that.
and like, oh, you know my homie, yeah. Like I'll play ball. A lot of friends that he played ball with that I know I went to school with. But he's just a good dude. Like that's my bro right there.
Yeah.
I love him to the end.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
like
sir.
Love you too,
he's
bro.
he's my big brother.
Yeah.
He's my big brother. So it's like if I got a problem, a question, I hit him up. He give me the best advice. If I know I need, I can call him.
Yeah. Well,
And like he
I can
just
believe
Gene's
that.
just like a role model. Every
I
time we
can
go
believe.
out, every time we go out, he see people he knows. Like hey, we can't go nowhere without somebody knowing Gene.
Yeah. Well,
So
I
that's
knew
my big
some.
brother.
I knew about that. Like I was around Gene enough. I probably know Gene about 25 years. Like I would see him on and off. We would always speak, give each other a pound. We just speak or whatever. And because the last time I think I saw Gene, he was going into the store, and rest in peace, Mick Kilgore, his cousins and all that. Um, I saw Mick, and it was crazy because I saw Mick a week before it all happened to him. And I seen him going down the street. He told me he went back to school, and that's kind of like what Gene did too. So y'all was on the same accord. I could tell y'all was talking. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because y'all did the same exact thing. I was like, no, they on the same accord. I could tell. So, but Will
Just
D, what's your now all y'all from Southwest or West Philly? Y'all from Southwest or West Philly?
well, I'm from 58th in Baltimore, so that's borderline Southwest, West Philly.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, I figured that. Yeah. All right. And but anyway, Gene, you also had another journey along with, well, like I said, your sons and stuff. You stayed in life, and I remember seeing all of them, for at least 20 something years because I've been doing the Sunny Hill, and I've done a lot of the tournaments like the Palestra. They would hire me, so they would get me. Nike would hit me up, Adidas. So I was like one of the chosen black people that actually was doing that arena stuff. So now let's walk through the your relationships with Aaron McKee and Allen Iverson. This is where it gets real, really real.
well, well, how me and Aaron started. I mean, this was unbelievable. He had a game down the Sunny Hill League down Temple at
Oh
the
yeah.
time, and my old head Rodney Westcott was the coach,
Oh, Rodney
and I was
Westcott. I
coming
know, I
down.
know Westcott.
Yeah, Rodney Westcott, and I was coming to watch the game, and they only had four players, so I'm up in the stand eating a cheeseburger,
Hmm.
and I had on a pair of Reebok Classics. So Rodney yelled up in the stands like, "Yo, I need you to play." I was like,
Yeah.
"What?" I'm eating a cheeseburger and I got on a brand new pair of Reebok Classics. I said, "No way." He was like, "Yo, I need you. They don't think you could play." So when I came down to the locker room to put a uniform on, Aaron McKee looked at me like, "This fat chubby dude about to play." Man, we
Yeah.
got on. I played. Um, at that time, we had Aaron McKee, Kareem Towns, Sean Harvey,
Rab Towns.
Turk with my
Turk.
Farron
Yeah.
Meatball Hand,
Oh man.
Monte Rose, Lou Daniels, and all those great ball players on the team.
Yeah.
So we got, we got on the court. We played against the team that won a championship last year, um, and I just got busy. I went to work. So
Yeah.
Aaron was like, "Yo, bring him back, bring him back." So at that time,
Yeah,
you know,
Aaron liked the ballers.
yeah, he liked it, so I had about 10 points, like 13 assists my first game. And me and him just started every game. After the game, yo, what you doing? He was hanging out. And that lasted for about 25, 26 years up until this day. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
I
So,
figured that.
and we actually won a championship. So in the championship game, we played against Rick Brunson, LaVine
Hmm.
Halston, um, Pepe Sanchez, Malik Rose, and Eddie Jones. We beat them in the championship. And
Yeah,
it
yeah. Well, like I said, I've always heard about you. Because back in the day, believe it or not, there was no social media. So if you really had a game, trust me, it was the real, the real deal. And the only way you was able to attain all of that was actually go in different hoods and play. And I remember Sunday was the day where
yep.
the young and the old played, and the young learned from the old and older. I remember those days because a lot of people don't even know. I actually played against Bo and Hank right in Francisville, 32. 32, and they didn't know who I was because I never went to high school and play ball. So
Right.
I remember I was in school with Pooh Richardson. He was in my English class, Mr. Devaste. So me and Pooh go back to that, but he never even knew I played ball. That's when Rico Washington and all those guys was, at that's when Franklin was really they was horsing it back then. I remember that time and I remember the era, but man, it had to have been something special to be around those NBA players, man, and be around Allen Iverson at the height of his career, man. He was at the height of his career. You was right there because I used to be like, boy, Gene is one lucky dude, boy. I was like, he was with look, I had to wear my hat tonight for that. I said, man,
Yeah.
that was a great time for Philadelphia. And Iverson had a different energy about him, man. He brought an energy to the game. It was just fearless. And it's crazy because when I see the Sixers now, man, I just don't see that fearless takeover, man. Iverson wanted the ball. He might not have went to practice too much, but guess what? During game time, man, it looked like he practiced. And,
Yeah,
and
well,
you know, I remember that, man, so you got to walk through that because, man, that had to have been an amazing, amazing journey for you, man.
and outside of getting married to my wife and having my kids, man, that was one of the best moments that I was lucky and fortunate enough to
Yeah,
partake in. It all started from me, once Aaron left Temple, you know, and not only me being his best friend, but I became his manager. I
yeah,
was fortunate enough to go on the road. And so, when he was drafted to Portland, then when he got traded to
yeah,
Detroit, you know what I mean, and came back to Philly, you know, AI just embraced me like no other. And
yeah,
I just parlayed that situation with having conducted myself the right way. And
uh-huh,
Larry Brown just included me on. I started off by refereeing at practices and stuff like that and get cussed out by AI and Derek Colvin and them guys. And Larry Brown um was like, hey, Aaron is close. AI respect you. He has
yeah,
his manager Gary Moore, but hey, we're gonna take you on the road. But I only ask for one thing of you. And this is Larry Brown talking. You got to work out with me every day. And I said, that's easy. You know what I mean? And I was fortunate enough to travel 4 years with them and
yeah,
just see AI every day and practice. Not even really going hard. I didn't lift any weight to
yeah,
enhance his strength um, or his body. He was just a natural man. And when I
yeah.
say a natural man, that guy can hang out, party the next day.
I
Period.
know, dude. Look, I just see him down. It wasn't Trilogy at the time. It was called something else. That's where everybody used to go at, like at
Oh, it was
Six
it
and
was
Spring
called
Garden.
it was called Palmer's.
Palmer's. Dude, everybody was in Palmer's, man. DMX, everybody came down there. Gene, what I wanted to tell you, I actually shared it to your page. So let him talk, and then you share it to your people, and we'll keep it going.
Who you want
Yeah,
to talk?
yeah. Will D, just let him talk a little bit, and I already shared it to you, so you
Okay.
can look at it right now, and it'll go live right on your page.
You want me to look at what?
I already shared it to you, right? I shared it to
Uh-huh.
you. I tagged you, so you can
Right.
go on your page now and share it to the people, and it's
Where you
live.
tag me? You tag me on
Yeah,
Facebook
yeah.
or
Facebook.
all right. Let Will talk and I'm gonna
All
tag
right,
you.
Will D, it's your turn. I know your story is just as amazing as Gene Lett, because Gene would have put you on here unless it wasn't amazing.
Yeah, like I said, I've known Gene for for probably like 3 years. Like me and his family, like his wife, that's my sister.
Yeah,
His kids like my kids, like, and our bond that we got is just crazy, crazy bond. Like he's a good dude. Like
yeah,
he need me for anything, I'm there for him, and I know I can count on him for the same thing.
oh yeah,
Right.
It's crazy, like he tells us all the stories, like with AI. Like one night we was hanging out, and AI called and we was in the bar. He brought AI to the bar, like the whole bar just like shut down. Like it was crazy.
yeah.
It was crazy. Like
I can only
Gene,
imagine, man. That
it's
had to
crazy.
been like I said, and that's when the Sixers came back. They was in the cellar, and from the day one that Iverson took the court, man, when
Yeah,
they had the red, white, and blue,
yeah.
you just felt it was different. He didn't care. He was like, I'm dropping 40, 56. Mike, you getting cut, everything going down tonight. So it's funny because Michael Jordan was everybody's, main person. But
Yeah.
like I said, I've known Gene for over probably like 20, it might be like 30 years for real,
Yeah.
and I've always.
Don't tell my age, man.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Are we gonna drop it down to 15? I've known him for like 15 years. That keep you at 30 something. Yeah, I got it.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So but in my time that I was, around him, he always had that demeanor about his family. And see, I saw all of that at the Sunny Hill League. And I think I probably saw 3, 4 of his sons straight through. So and I actually put the one Nasir. I'll change the overlay so you'll see it. I got him on here because I remember him too. When he was like in the 5th grade or something. You see him right there
Yep,
in the corner. And
yep.
and like I said, one of the greatest attributes of Gene Lett was actually I know your wife came a couple times too.
Yeah.
So I was like, Gene's kept his family together, man. It ain't many that will go, and I know it's heartaches and pain through putting it, keeping it together like that, but man, you did it, man. I mean, I know you ain't gonna stop. You're gonna keep going and keep doing it the way you're doing it, because that's the way to live anyway. So
Yeah, but
Gene, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
no, but I just wanted to say when you talk about the family dynamics and value, anything that's worth keeping, you know, you're going to work hard on it. You're going to have its good times, you're going to have its bad times, but
Yeah.
it takes a village. Um, I just lucky fortunate enough that to marry the woman that that I known since fourth grade.
Yeah.
You know what I
Wow.
mean? So our story, I knew my wife since fourth grade when she used to play Ding Dong Dixie on my doorbell.
Wow.
And then as we got older, I didn't see her. So I was going to a Sunny Hill game, and I'm at the light on Cecil B. Moore, and I see her, and I went to turn around, went around the block, come back to see if I see her, and I didn't see her. So
Yeah.
the next time I saw her, um, I was doing TSS at an elementary school that her and I went to called Anderson. She
Okay.
was she was in the custodial department there. So I'm going to a class, and I see her in the hallway. Man, my eyes lit up, man. Um, we start conversing. You know what I mean? I bought her some lunch. She bought me lunch, and 20 years later, with all those kids, we here now. And I'm so lucky and I'm so fortunate to have her in my life to keep me sound, and to be someone that I know that when I'm in need or any doubt that she has my back. Um, she's proven that. um, support is unbelievable that she has for me, keep me going. As I, run around and chase my 9-year-old, my 11-year-old, and my
Yeah.
14-year-old. She keeps me well grounded, man. So I'm just fortunate to have her in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, but you know what though? Your whole life has been the word loyalty. And that's what
Definitely.
it is. The word it should be Eugene Loyalty Lett. Cause Gene is one of the most loyal people. And
Yeah.
like I said, I've seen so many people, single parents, they was together and they not together. Like I tell everybody, there's always going to be heartache and pain in
Yes.
every, with life, period. So you got to stick together. It got to make some sense, I mean, and look, if you having kids by this woman, come on now, that should be your wife. You know what I mean? So, and I know that was one of your biggest things in your life, and I could tell to this day because even when Aaron put you by his side, he had to feel that loyalty in you in order for him, because I heard the stories about Aaron early in his career, how he was out and all that, but I think you put some stability and love in, and I think that's the reason why he chose you at that time, and that was a great thing to me. You know what I mean? I was like, look, that's cool, man. I know Gene. Every time I saw you at the game, I saw you with the badge on, running around. I don't know what you was doing, but you was running around. I was like, Gene, you remember me? Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah, you. Yeah. So
You touched something that was very important, and I think that's the lost art in today's society is when we talk about loyalty. Because even though Aaron and AI and all them guys had millions of dollars, I was rich at heart. You know what I mean? I was
yeah,
content in helping them with their careers, even if I put my career on the backside.
yeah,
They respected me, never treated me like a bad boy or did nothing. I was
yeah,
able to tell them when they was out of pocket or I didn't like their approach or when AI say I'm not signing this autograph, you're gonna sign this autograph, bro.
yeah,
There's a little kid that looks up to you, you know, when we get down from the bar, we'll meet them outside, then you sign an autograph. But the respect that they have for me was phenomenal and the respect that I have for them, and I want to see them win and be the best that they can be, as it pertains to their careers. I think that, that runs so deep. And, when AI was elected to the Hall of Fame, I was fortunate enough where he mentioned it. He wanted to thank the people that really helped him. And a lot of times it don't be about money. It's about the genuine mutual relationship that you guys have. And
yeah,
like Will said, I only know Will for 3 years. I knew a lot of guys that I grew up with for over 20 plus years.
yeah,
And the relationship that Will and I have, where we can talk about things that matter, family, what will be our next investment, how we get
yeah,
this money together, how can we get back to our community, you know, he works for the city, he owns his own business, you know
yeah.
what I mean? And every
Entrepreneur.
chance entrepreneur, and I want to model that, and we model each other, but the respect we have for each other is unbelievable. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And we don't
You can feel the
have a
connection. You
yeah,
can
and you
feel that
don't have a
connection.
and you
The
don't have a
connection is
problem.
always there.
Yeah, and you don't have a problem with calling each other out, but in a respectful manner. Like, yo, Gene, that was yo, Will, blase,
Yeah,
and those aren't the type of people that I have around me. I want to be around. But the other thing that I didn't talk about, during my tenure with the Sixers and things of that nature, only thing I wanted to do was give the young youth in my community an
yeah.
outlet to be able to, you know, share some of the moments that I was able to share
You
with
was
them.
a visionary though. You was a you understood. That's why I did the basketball games. Like I told you, I never had a father, right? But when I joined those leagues, and well, when I did the Sunny Hill, that opened up the door for all those arenas. And
Yes,
like I said, I used to laugh. Look, they used to laugh at me because I used to think I was Howard Cosell. I'm a black dude walking around thinking I'm Howard Cosell in the neighborhood. There's only one black dude in the neighborhood acting like the Howard Cosell. And I was mimicking people, and they used to always laugh at me. And little did they know, I became one of the best at doing that.
he
And
was.
they already know what it is. Whenever I show up, I might dress up like Iverson, had the hat on in the hood, but
Right.
you gonna get this. You gonna get the same quality as the other cats too in the suitcase. So Will D, you gotta have more stories. I know you do. You was around that time when it was gravy, and you was around also, just like Gene, when the Sixers was on fire.
I definitely was. I definitely was around. Like the Sixers, like, uh, I got two teams. I'm a Lakers fan. I'm also a Sixers.
Well, you ain't gonna never
Like
lose then.
that, it's like in 2001, the Sixers played the Lakers. It was like
Woo,
it was that was the momentum in that era. It was crazy. It was like AI did this thing. I never forget when AI when he stepped over with Tyrone Lue when he made that jump
woo,
shot. He stepped over and looked at him like
cooked them.
I just I just like you gotta give him his respect. AI did his thing. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
he
no,
put
no.
the
AI came to play.
game to play.
Aaron ankle got hurt,
Yeah,
and Aaron was the glue guy beyond Iverson because remember he was the guy that kept it steady
exactly.
and would do the in the corner.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
Jay know I
All
know
day.
basketball. So this
yeah,
is fun for me.
yeah,
All day.
you know a lot of basketball. You even
Yeah,
played yourself. What
yeah.
people don't really know about you outside of basketball and broadcasting and things of that, you were a pretty good singer, man. And
Oh no, no. Yeah,
your
yeah.
music was top of the line, when I followed you, man, and people don't even know your story and your journey as a musician, like big time. And
Oh yeah,
you don't flaunt that or anything you could do to help young, aspiring, musicians come up. That's what you
yeah.
do behind the scenes. And that's
That's
what
why
we
I
do.
created this. That's why I created
Yep.
this. This was
Hmm.
for me to reach out to the people that I thought should have got some type of broadcast about like you. You never got on ESPN. You never got on none of those platforms that you could have actually told the same story as the most. Most of them did. But that's why I reached out to you and I said, you know what? Gene has a journey. And I'm quite sure he was going. And I told you, I said, if you wanted to bring anybody else on it, I'm quite sure they was a part of that journey. So that's Will D Turner, I guess. So, let's keep Will D running at it too. What was the greatest time? Okay, we're gonna skip over that part. After AI got traded, how did y'all feel then?
Sixers started to fall apart a little bit. When AI left, they started to fall apart a little bit.
Yeah,
AI was like he was the muscle. He was the muscle of the team.
yeah.
You
He
know,
used to
AI
carry.
was
He
like
carried the team.
yeah. AI was like Kobe, just like when Shaq left.
Yeah,
Kobe took over the team.
yeah.
I mean, I was devastated because of the close personal relationship, but that didn't stop us as being brothers, and we
Yeah.
always stayed in contact. And I always knew and wanted in my mind to see him come back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
I
I
didn't,
mean? And
only
then
thing
when that, go ahead.
go ahead, dude. I didn't like the way when the Sixers let him go, like the way they did it. You know, that's one thing I didn't like about that. When he left, and then he went to Detroit. What was it, Detroit? No,
Denver.
Denver. Yeah, he went to Denver. He just he wasn't. I mean, he played, but he didn't do his thing like he did when he was with the Sixers.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like when, and I
But when
suppose
he,
like, AI should have retired being a Sixers from the door.
He should
That's
have.
just me.
He
That's just
definitely should have.
that's just me.
But they pinned something on him that was wasn't really a good thing
yeah,
because if somebody gives you 150% game time, that's hard to get these days.
Yeah,
So why would you say anything about somebody who's going to give you 150% when it comes game time? That's when Philly get behind you. You
right.
know, other than Iverson, I mean, I saw Dr. J too, but Iverson had more of a wave to him because he made hip hop come to basketball. So
Hey,
his
let me
journey was
say
a
this.
little different.
AI made Philly. He
Yeah.
just yeah.
I want to give a little shout out to my sister that just joined in. Chris, what's up, Chris? Um,
Christina Cooper.
What's
yes,
up, Chris?
my sister. That's me and D sis right there. Um, AI is an icon, man. He brung something to Philadelphia that not too many athletes ever brung. You know what I mean? Just the way he conducted himself, man. I told him a long time ago. I said, AI, you love to eat at Friday. Everybody come to Fridays to see you.
Yep.
Let's not sit down with the corporate owners and the CEOs of Fridays to see if you can have a franchise of Fridays or get a
Yeah.
piece of this Friday. I said,
Partnership.
because you got partnership, you got to think on a business level as well. And this is when a time when he was getting 21 million or more. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I was always that guy to have a business minded, approach about things because basketball is not going to last forever. And I understand, which a lot of people don't understand. They look at the worth and the numbers of athletes, but they don't look at how they're supporting a lot of family members and friends because as soon as you make it, everybody feels as though you're attributed to their life and everybody wants something. Not too
Yeah.
many
You're right.
people are genuinely happy for you. They want something. And what was important with me and those guys and all the other NBA guys that I have a rapport with, it never was about money because I always had an education and I always kept a job.
Yeah. Oh
So,
no, no, no. That was your MO. But like I said, you were a loyal guy. You kept it clean all the way through. I knew that. Like I said, that's why. Like I said, when I reached out to you, I knew you had uh you would say a legacy. At this point, you had a legacy that I knew that would be really good, and you would be able to broadcast it the right way on social media because that's what the type of platform this is for.
right,
And it's funny that I've known you all these years, and when I finally did something like this, dude, you was probably like the second person I hit up. You just didn't know it.
right,
Now it's just coming. It's just coming to me. And I told you I'm doing something right now with Sony and Universal. It's a situation. I'm helping these people out with this thing called Road to Stardom, and
right.
that right there, they don't even know that's going to be a huge deal. Is virtual. It's virtual performances, but I have the inside scoop to getting something played on the radio. I'm talking about like with the Power 99s and the
Yeah,
Power 105s, and so I got that little outlet. And like I told them the same thing. Look, however we can do it, and then next thing you know, here's my email.
that's
Whatever you
good.
want, send
That's
it to
good.
me. So I always keep it like always as a open journey with anybody anyway. But okay. So Iverson got traded. Now you went on to start doing, because I know you did the transition. You were coaching colleges. I knew you was at Lincoln recently,
Yes.
but you probably were other places as scouts and all that before you got to a coaching job. So let's walk through that journey.
Well,
Gene Lett.
after Iverson got traded, um, Aaron's career was about to come to an end. I actually went when the Sixers had paid him off for his contract. The Lakers actually picked him up. So we was in LA for 2 years. So after he left the Lakers, he went on to start coaching and things of that nature. So I get a phone call from his agent, Leon Rhodes,
Yeah.
like, yo,
Hold on, before you go there. Leon Rose played down the boathouse.
yes.
The team was called the Turtles. And guess what? He got a crossover. Let's go. Back to you.
so so Leon Rose called me. He was like, yo, I get a phone call that Aaron is getting traded to Memphis Grizzlies. So
Yeah.
Aaron is 2 years out of playing. He's coaching right now. So he's in one of the biggest mega trades out there.
Yeah.
So it was Aaron McKee and Kwame Brown for Paul Gasol going to the Lakers.
Oh, you mean Kwame missed all the layups, Brown?
Yeah, Kwame Brown and Aaron McKee is getting traded to Memphis for Paul Gasol.
Oh wow.
Now, of course, the Lakers wanted this to happen because that's the piece that they was missing, and they
Yeah.
actually won a championship that year.
Yeah, they did. I
So,
remember when he came.
so at this time, Aaron is like, "No, I'm done. I want to retire. I'm coaching. I want to get back." No. So Leon calls me and tells me, to continue to talk to Aaron. So I think the Grizzlies was going to bring Aaron in for 800 or 900,000.
Yeah.
So I tell Leon, we're not going to do it. So they
Wow.
called
You
back.
was really in the negotiation
I mean, I was signed this contract with Mitch Kupchak, all of that. I've been in a lot of contract
situation. Yeah, yeah.
guys are
Situation.
stuck in situations, so I know a little bit of the dynamics about business aspect. So I was like, no, we're not going to do it, Leon. He's retired. He want to do this. See if they'll go up on a number.
Yeah.
So at this time, they said, okay, we'll give his baby mama a house, a car, and we'll leave it at 1 million. We said no. So we're negotiating on that. So what they did was we said we'll take 1.5 and he's not going to play and he can go home every weekend. We brokered that deal.
Wow.
So he got 1.5. He didn't play and we got to go home. But this was the catch 22. Aaron always stayed in shape. So while he's practicing with those guys out in Memphis, he busting their butt.
Yeah. Of course.
So the GM Chris, I forgot Chris' last name, came to my hotel and got with me. I think he stood up for a couple games. Like Chris. So I said, Blue, what do you want to do? You want to come back in the league for another year or two? He's like, no, cool. So I told Chris, that he's not going to coach. So coach started coaching.
Yeah. Get a little closer to the phone. It went
Started
back.
coaching. He
There you
started
go.
coaching with six. So that's how we did that. But it's funny how you can be in retirement, but a team still has your rights. And any minute you do, if you don't retire, you can be in a trade. And that trade really helped the Lakers out.
Now
A
you want
lot
to
of
hear
my
something about that story?
hmm
I remember when he got traded to the Lakers because I see Aaron at the Bellevue Stratford, and we
hmm
played 2 times together because Rashid Bey was around too.
hmm
But Rashid Bey was training. Well, he's still playing too. So Rashid Bey and Aaron was playing on the court. I was playing with Aaron, and Bey was on the other team. And it's funny how all of that stuff. So I remember that time when Aaron was at LA. I was down to Stratford, the Bellevue Stratford at the time, and he was working out, down there on a
right,
regular. So I do
right.
remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
So after that, I wound up coaching at Lincoln University for 4 years, where we had a major powerhouse. Uh, we was Division 3, and we were actually in a league where private league where we couldn't go to the playoffs. But my tenure there, we 4 years, we won over 25 games there, and all those fools that was beating on us was beat down. And
Yeah. Just
actually,
move up to the phone. Move up to the phone a little bit.
and actually, that's one of the reasons why they're Division 2 right now because
Wow.
we beat up on everybody. But I admired, enjoyed my coaching career.
Yeah.
For the little stint that I coached. Um, it basically was all about helping young men turn into men.
Yeah.
I actually got ridiculed for, getting a kid by the name of Kyle Face Myrick who was in jail, and a lot of schools and people were saying, "Oh, you're going to get fired. You got a jailbird. You got this." I told him if he does what he has to do in the books and things of that nature, I'll help his dream. And his dreams was to play in the NBA one day. So I actually got him a tryout with Larry Brown at the New York Knicks and Mike Woodson when he was in Atlanta. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, he got caught up in a numbers game because there was already guys, with heavy contracts and guys that had bigger names than him. But I actually got him a chance to get those tryouts and have that experience where he went overseas and played. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, if nothing else, you can go overseas. If you good enough to go overseas, you never know. Because I remember Len Greer left the Bucks and made more money when he left. So, it depends on what the situation is, and of course, money. You want to make as much money as you can while you're in the league. Wow, man. So, I never knew that you were a part of the actual contract structuring. I just thought, you was around them and mentoring because I know they have advisors and all that kind of stuff. Sonny, that's what he is. He's an advisor.
yeah,
So, but that's cool, man. I mean, you actually was a part of the whole operation of basketball, and I mean, that's you can't even fathom that because I'm quite sure it's not too many people that ever did that. I know that number is real small. You
I
know.
mean, actually, to be able to travel for a team, I didn't work for the Sixers. I worked for Aaron
Yeah, of
and,
course.
and AI. So for to have somebody travel on a team plane, the team bus, and all that, that don't happen in NBA history, where your friend can come travel and do all the things that I was able to do. But what was important about me is I became a liaison between Larry Brown and AI. Like
Oh, okay.
when their situation was rocky, I would make sure that he goes to practice, you know, he's on time for the plane and certain things of that nature. So I became like a liaison between Larry Brown and AI. And I just want to thank Leon Rose for brokering that deal because that doesn't happen. Billy King was kind of leery, about doing it because after my first year, Eric Snow wanted to bring his best friend with him and they turned him down. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So, a lot of people wanted to bring their closest friends, their managers and things. Billy King wanted
you want to hear a story? So this, I was cool. I was cool with Rick. Through Hart. Hart would always hit me up, and when Rick was on the road. So one day, Hart hits me up and said, "Yo, we gonna go have dinner over there with Rick." Me not knowing what was going on, I'm just thinking we going to a restaurant, and we go in there. We over Rose's house eating dinner. So
Yep.
it's funny. I was always kind of like near the edges of that, and now he's the president of
He's
the New York
the New
Knicks.
York. Yes.
Yeah, he's the president of the New York Knicks. And it's funny, this dude he knew how to play basketball too. So a lot of I don't know many people know, but he was
Yeah.
nice.
I mean, that's one of my closest friends. I talked to Leon at least 2 times out the week. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean? So I have a great rapport with him, and I was able to meet a lot of guys in the league that trusted in me. That when they came into town to play the Sixers, my phone is off the hook. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Getting with guys, man. So that thing has you know spread it. You know what I mean? And to where we at now, where I can call guys and say, hey, I got a kid that needs A, B, and C. I need
yeah,
sneakers. I need this. I need that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And AI and them played a big part. Man. What kid, coming from, an environment, they don't know nothing about no Phantoms, Rolls Royces, and
Oh no,
all that. Man, I used to pile them kids up in them cars, man. I used to clean the Sixers locker room out, man. I used to take some of my guys that was from my neighborhood that wasn't really doing the right thing, man. But I would take them down at the games, man. Leon would give me his black card, man. Let them guys do what they want to do, man, and enjoy themselves, man. And just give these youth an experience that they never had that will last them for a lifetime.
yeah. I figured. Now that you explained it, because a lot of people probably didn't really know that was your actual job with Aaron. They knew you were cool with him, but they probably didn't know all that detail that you just told right there. And that's pretty cool. I mean, just to think you were around all those NBA players. You played ball all your life. You have respect for in the game, and then your other journey actually led you right into it on the next level where the real finances is at. That's cool. So we're gonna go to Will D. Turner. All right now. So what about your relationships with basketball? Tell me something about other basketball players. I know y'all met quite a few. Other than
Uh,
AI and Aaron, I mean, you had to know the whole Sixers, and you was running into everybody else.
Yeah, I ain't had to connect like Gene did. Gene had a
Okay.
real close connect. I ain't had to connect like Gene did. Like I
Okay.
had um throughout my life. Let me see. I met Dr. J. I think at one of the games.
Well, that's iconic right there. You know how many?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And when I went out LA, I went to the Lakers game. So that I was just overwhelmed by that.
Oh
It was
yeah, I
just
can only imagine in LA.
yeah. So I mean, it's just listening to Gene's stories and just like it's like overwhelming. Like wow, like he was like really in the mix with it. Like he took like we could be out and we could be talking about somebody. He's like, oh, that's my guy. He'll call him right up on the phone, FaceTime him, just bust it up. We'd be like, wow,
Wow.
like
I
like
figured that. I
like this
figured
dude,
that.
like my bro was like really an icon in the game,
Yeah.
really an icon in the game. That's
Oh
why I love him
man.
to death.
All right, Gene. I gotta hear this list. I gotta hear it. I gotta hear this list, Gene, because I know it's crazy. Who else was you cool with other than AI and Aaron? Oh man, Chauncey. You had to be cool with Chauncey.
what made you say Chauncey? How you know that?
I just could tell y'all games were similar. You had to be
Man,
kind of cool with him, man.
no, not just cool. That's my brother.
Dude,
That's
that was
my
a great
brother.
guess, wasn't
That
he?
that I mean, for you to say that, it's like I don't know if you see pictures on my Facebook or my Instagram. Chauncey
Woo.
Billups is like my brother, man. That's a guy that I can call and talk to about anything. If I need anything, whether it's money or anything to help you, he overnighted. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? That is my guy. Pretty
yeah,
cool with Jermaine Jones that used to play for the Sixers.
yeah.
Um,
Jermaine Jones.
just
He had the
Chris
jump shot
Paul.
and he got some bunnies bang on you a
Yeah,
couple times on the oops. Yeah.
yeah. Uh, CP3, Big Dog Robinson, Chris Webber, um,
C Web.
Kenny Thomas, all them dudes that came through the Sixers and everything. Larry Hughes, all those guys. And even we mentioned Kwame Brown, Reggie Evans. I mean, a lot of guys in the league.
Yeah, because
I
Aaron went to the
actually,
Lakers then, right? He was at the
yeah.
Lakers. So Kwame
So
Brown
Eric,
was there. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, when I remember when I first went to LA, after practice, Kobe and them guys hugging me, doing here, and then him actually, you know, hanging out with me. You know what I mean? Not at no club or nothing like that. When the Lakers have the event, you know, he would definitely talk to me, show me love. I mean, there's a lot of guys that
What about Rasheed Wallace?
Rashid,
She
that's my guy. He
yeah,
called me
she
little.
Wallace.
He called me Gerald Levert. So all them Philly
Because he's
guys
Gerald
like
Levert. Yeah, that's him. Yeah,
yeah,
that's about him.
Alvin Williams, Flip Murray, all Tino Mobley, um, all
Yeah, I
them
figured
guys
that.
from
Cat
Philly that
Mobley.
played. All them guys from Philly that played in the league. That's for sure. Those are
Yeah.
guys that I can get in contact with like any moment.
Wow. Look,
So
so you already know what we're gonna be doing.
don't do
Look,
it. I know what you're gonna do. But go ahead.
yeah. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. But anyway, you know, that like I said, all this stuff is pretty cool, and this is iconic to even be around that during that time when the Sixers got really, really hot because, like you said, Will, when Iverson stepped over Tyronn Lue, dude, I mean, it was a chill in your body when the Sixers won that first game.
Yeah,
We was like, oh my good, could this happen like this? And after that, it was over because
yeah,
Aaron got hurt with the ankle. I
yeah.
remember, and I ain't gonna talk about Shaq throwing them high elbows. That ain't gonna come up because to me, if I'm the referee, it looks like a lot of offensive aggression going on with that, you know. So, but the bottom line is, it doesn't matter, man. I mean, even when they took that first game, it was amazing. Like
City went crazy.
everybody in Philly felt you couldn't even imagine because
Right.
you knew Iverson was out there terrorizing the courts.
Yeah.
He's terrorizing the courts, man. He was vicious. You know what's coming. Whip, whip,
Yep.
whack. It's coming. Whip, whip, the Gene Lett. Whip, whip, whack. Whip, whip, whack. I was like, now I know why he got it. Gene was around.
I'll never
Yeah.
forget the city went crazy in that first game when they won.
It was
City went
unbelievable,
crazy.
man.
City
Like
went crazy.
we felt like we won the Super Bowl. I mean, because we knew, like I said, since day one, Iverson came out there and he hit the court, and man, it was different. He was playing with Stackhouse at the time. I swear, I wish him and Stackhouse could have just kept it together, because that other 20, 22 to 25 point score was in him. And we never got that second player like him.
Never.
But if they would have had put it together with them two, we might be looking at a championship, because Iverson was vicious on the court. He had a different game. You know, he was little dude, long arms, big hands, doing all types of layups, shots, incredible, dunking on people. He was a different energy, man, to the whole NBA.
Yeah, no fear.
Yeah. And Aaron, like I said, Aaron had a tremendous career. He was steady. He was solid. You knew what you're going to get. You know, he would get you with that pat, steal the ball on you. He had that all his life. He would just steal the ball. But Aaron, and you can ask Aaron this too, Aaron played with me and Hart, and it was Mike Robinson. But you probably didn't know too much about the intramurals at Temple. But those games was big, dude. We lost to I played with Aaron, and Aaron told me the same thing you used to tell me: get open. That's what he told me. And Aaron was,
I know you're gonna hit it. I know you're
look,
gonna hit it.
I had, the funny part is I got small hands, but I could vertically jump. But I got off a perfect shot. I knew spacing and how to shoot straight up and over people.
Right.
And that's how I played basketball. If I had a handle, it might have been a different story. I didn't really have a handle. So, but I played with Aaron, and we played against Eddie Jones and them, and they beat us. And you can ask Aaron, me and Hart used to run through the dorms. Dude, we was promoters. We was hitting up everybody. Come to the game. Yo, the games was like little McGonagall Hall joints. Wall to wall, packed out, crazy. We lost to them in the championship, but we did play them. We lost by like 3 points, but it was a great game though. But that's how I know Aaron, man. I'm telling you, we used to be in the gym playing with Aaron. So it's funny you ended up being a part of his career, mentoring him, and bringing more loyalty around him. Because with you, that's loyalty, and plus, you only going to surround them around the right circle of people of loyalty, and that's pretty cool, man. When you're in the NBA, because you get a lot of frauds that will walk up to you and say, "Yo, you should be my homie." I don't know you, homie. So
Well, we were so close knit, and one thing about Aaron, even though he was from Philadelphia, he didn't keep a lot of guys around. It was myself, Craig Bus White, rest in
yeah,
peace, Mick Kilgore, rest in peace. It was basically us.
Mickey
You know what I mean?
Kilgore.
Mickey Kilgore, man. You know what I mean? I was so proud of Mick when he went back and got his degree, man. The struggle
Yeah,
of making sure he got back, you know what I mean? And when Aaron became in position at Temple, he made sure Mick was able to get his degree, man.
yeah.
You know, we looked out for each other, man.
Mick had a bar or something. He was promoting a
Yeah.
bar,
No, his
and
brother had a bar. He was doing some big things.
yeah, I remember because he kept telling me about it. And like I said, I would always see his cousins in them, and I would every now and again he would come around, and I would just go over to him, and he used to call me that same guy. Him and Keita Crespina, That's what they got. They got Crespina. They be like the same guy. So that's how I know. And like I said, me and Mick, I was around Mick a little bit too, because he used to be in the gym at because he played with Temple. They was tough back then. I think Rick played on that team, right? Him and Mick. They were on that. They got to like the Elite 16 or 8 or something, right? That year too.
No, the Elite 8.
The Elite 8, yeah, they was tough, yeah, man. Rest in peace, Mick Kilgore. All right, that's cool, man. I mean, you was right there with all of that, history. And it's funny because I don't really see the basketball players of today being of that caliber. And I think I know what it is. I think the internet has watered it down, and some of them don't really study one good player. Like back then, who was the person you thought you want? You patterned your game around. Was it Magic Johnson, Tim Hardaway? Who was it that you picked?
Well. I mean, me personally, when I played, I always wanted to be like Earl of Pearl Washington. Sir,
Oh, the Pearl. I met
yeah,
Earl the Pearl.
Pearl was a thick, stocky guard
Yeah.
that can do you with the ball. He could score. You know what I mean? He
Oh, the
wasn't
boy
a
is
real.
Syracuse, right?
Yeah, he
Oh
wasn't
yeah.
a.
Oh yeah. He was
Yeah, he
great.
was tough. What?
Woo.
He wasn't a real good shooter. I always thought that I could
Mm-mm.
shoot it.
But he
And I
was
also,
giving them the business though. Like every time he played against
yeah,
Villanova, and Earl, I remember that guy, man. Remember David Rivers?
yeah, of course.
Ooh, David
They
Rivers was going.
they all came out the same year. David Rivers, uh, B.J. Armstrong, Pooh
Yeah,
Richardson,
yeah, Pooh Richards.
all them dudes. That was a great guard class. But
Yeah, it was.
I also like the kid from UConn. I mean, our bodies similar. Um, Khalid El-Amin.
Oh yeah, Khalid El-Amin. Yeah, he was tough. He was
He
definitely tough. Khalid. He
tough.
even had that basketball name, didn't he? Khalid
What?
El-Amin. Dude. That was up there with Dr. J. If he would have kept it going. Khalid
What?
El-Amin was definitely tough.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Oh man, you making me go back now at some of the players. Remember Armin Gilliam? He was
Oh
a
yeah.
beast at
The hammer.
UNLV. Yeah. Oh man, he was a beast, man. You got said turn your hat around, rep your brand. She said rep your brand.
You
Yeah.
already know, sis.
Yeah,
Degree
yeah,
chasing
yeah.
in the building. You heard?
All right, now I'm gonna ask both of y'all this. See, that's the beautiful thing about this platform. There's no time limit. So we're gonna do it like this. All right, so with Will D, give me your top 5 big 5 players.
Big man.
Guard,
Oh,
shooting guard, put them in position.
top 5.
Your best point guard, big 5. Is it Aaron?
Top 5.
Jerome Allen was tough. Crossover. Alvin Williams was tough. Crossover. But it could be one of them old school. Ricky Tucker.
Yeah.
Rick Tucker was a beast.
He wasn't in the Big Five though. You talk about all Philly?
Yeah, all Philly.
Oh,
Oh,
all
Philly.
Philly. All
Yeah,
right.
all Philly. They don't have to be okay. I put it this way. Let's make it Philly. Your top
Philly.
5 Philly players. That's tough, ain't it? You don't want to hurt nobody, do you? They might not call you. They might not call you after that.
I could start it all for you.
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
Jerome Pooh Richardson.
That's Benjamin Franklin. I was in his English class. That's a good pick. Rico Washington. He played with Rico. Snoop Graham.
Lionel Simmons.
Oh
Yeah.
man, Lionel
Lionel
Simmons.
Simmons. Pooh Richardson.
Ooh, Lionel was a monster all through his career. He's dropping 35, 38, 40 in high school every game.
So I got Pooh Richardson, Lionel Simmons, Rasheed Wallace.
Yeah. Rashid was a monster, man. Good Lord.
Brian Shorter.
Brian Short. Oh, the Shorter. Simon Gratz. Okay.
And I'm gonna go with Aaron McKee.
Aaron McKee. Woo. And Shorter was a monster. He went to Pitt, right?
Yeah.
He was still getting 22 and 8 with the slow layups. I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah. All right, Will. You on the clock. Now, then after that, we're gonna go top 5 NBA players. That should be good.
Yeah, Lionel, Aaron.
You got Mike Anderson.
Katino Mobley, all the
Yeah,
Alvin Williams. It's a
yeah.
lot of
Yeah, I forgot about him.
That's tough, ain't it? You don't want to hurt nobody's feelings.
I'm kind of he played with Villanova. He went to Orlando.
Played with Villanova and he went to Orlando. I'm trying to think who that may be. Doug West.
It's right there. Oh my God, I can't think of his name.
Not Ed Pinckney.
No.
No, Ed Pinckney, but they was tough though. That's John Pannone. That's when they won it. Dwayne McClain.
Jameer Nelson.
Oh yeah, Jameer
Nelson.
Jameer Nelson. Oh man.
I'll probably get ridiculed for not saying this name. This one name right here.
Yeah.
Kyle Lowry.
Oh, yeah. You gotta give it. You gotta give it to the dog, man.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know how I missed him. NBA champion.
Yeah.
Kyle Lowry. Oh my
God. Man, let me tell you something, man. And remember, Gene, I did the Hill. I still, whenever it was kicking, I met Kyle Lowry when he was in the 5th grade. So I was doing all his games whenever they, worked with the Sunny Hill. So he had the developmental, and then it went to the high school, and then it goes with the future in the high school, and then it goes to college. So I saw that whole thing from him, and I know his brother Lonnie Lowry.
And I want to say, if I had to pick a six, one of my brothers and close friends, a guy by the name of Rick Williams. They call him Foots.
There he go right there. He got the banner down there.
He on?
He already on. Rick Williams is right there. You don't see the banner?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. You can't forget Rick Williams. Rick Williams gave everybody gas.
Rick Williams
came from Germantown Academy.
Germantown Academy.
You know what I mean? One of my brothers, man. He played in the era with Pooh and all of Ellis McKinney and all them guys. Bo Hank. He was in that era, man. So
he played then. So that's going back to Munchie Mason and all them, right?
Yeah. He gave all them work.
Remember that name? He had a basketball name too, didn't he? Munchie Mason.
Eric Munchie Mason. I remember him. But my guy Rick Williams, man. They, over the Southwest end with Ivan Pick Brown. Remember Pick
Brown? Yeah, the Pick.
Rest in peace. Yup. Pick Brown.
Pick Brown. So what about Dallas Common G's? He was a monster.
Dallas Common G's was a monster.
He was a monster, and he played at DePaul too, and he was a monster on that court. Temple had a nice little team too. Tim Perry was nice in college. Back then, that team was. Look, I was in the gym with them. I told you I used to be in the gym, and they used to think I was Vic Karstafen. And because Vic never really played in the gym that much. He would practice, but I think he was hurt a lot. But it's funny, man. I was around that whole day. That's when they had Lovelace. Who had
Dwayne Caldwell.
Dwayne Caldwell. They was playing right in the gym, dude. That's when the gym.
Donald Hodge.
Strickland. That team, dude. Those dudes, man. They was playing with everybody else. You know, that's how they got better. And then they
Yes.
would go, 16th Street and then go all types of places and get their game tough. And I know y'all had something to do with that, because Aaron was around and he was teaching them, the roughness of Philly, and that helped their career because Eddie Jones, he hung around Aaron a lot, man. I know because I used to chill up there with him a little bit,
Yep.
because when they were red shirt, that's when I used to, we used to just pop up. Me and Harp go up there. Harp worked at Temple at the time.
What about Tiger?
Toddy Branch. Oh yeah, Toddy. Yeah, Toddy Branch. Yeah, yes, sir. Of course.
Y'all had some wars in Pearson.
Man, look, Toddy, a floor general. I seen him in the 40 and over still floor general, and
Yep.
so he definitely one of the best. In fact, I'm doing something with Toddy. He has a clothing line, and I hit him up too. I'm hitting up anybody that's iconic, and trying to tell people, what else are they doing other than basketball, So, what's the name of your lineup right there? Your line?
Degree chasing. It's an academic clothing line, man, which I got inspired going back
Uh-oh.
into my master's degree with my son. Yeah.
So Rick Williams says Mark Anderson, Henry Smith, and Howard Evans.
Yeah.
Yeah, Howie was a floor general.
Great
Definitely.
List.
Yeah.
That's a
Okay.
great list. And he played with all them guys. And them guys right there that he mentioned, they can go. Philadelphia has a long history of guys that can go.
Yeah.
And
them
guys he mentioned were beasts.
Yeah. All right. Did you ever see Mike Anderson? He was putting up a lot of points.
Mike Anderson put up a lot of points.
Yeah, Mike Anderson was always a score lord out there, man. Remember he played with the Sixers a little bit.
Yeah.
I remember that. All right, here we go.
Can't forget Doug Overton, none of them guys.
Oh, Doug. Oh yeah, Dougie. Yeah, Doug Overton was a monster, man. LaSalle.
Randy Woods.
Woo! He went to Franklin too. Ben Franklin. Yeah. Randy Woods definitely was, man. He was cooking and he used to shoot that shot like this. I remember all that stuff, man. I'm telling you, man. Randy Woods, Randy was nice. All right, now we're gonna shift it to the NBA. Now I know you can do it now, man. You gotta pull out this one. So we're gonna go to Will D, your top 5 NBA players.
Michael Jordan.
Of course.
Magic Johnson.
Oh, you ain't trying to lose.
Kareem.
Oh yeah, Kareem. Kareem, the greatest shot in the game.
AI and Kobe.
Whew. Man, you can't mess with that right there, boy. Look, it don't matter what the bench is. You can have all Mark Ivaronis after that. Yeah. All right, Gene, give me your top 5 NBA players, and I know you got a 5. I'm gonna give you my 5 too.
I'm going with Wilt.
Woo. 100 points.
Oscar Robertson.
You ain't trying. He's a triple double.
Let's Wilt, Oscar Robertson, Elgin Baylor, Michael Jordan, and AI. Yeah,
you wouldn't lose with that team neither. Look, that'd be the first team AI led the league in assists. He wouldn't even have to shoot.
Give it to Wilt.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna give you my 5. I think Magic Johnson, because I hate when they say the greatest player of all time, because no one was greater than Wilt Chamberlain. He was 20 years ahead of the game. As much as people talk about Michael Jordan, stop it. Wilt did 48, 25, and 12. He was getting 12 blocks and was jumping in the air, grabbing the blocks with 2 hands. So people forget that he was a tremendous athlete. He was playing on them moccasins back then, those Converse, them things with moccasins. You got to put on 37 pairs of socks just for them things that, feel like something. So to me, I never looked at Michael Jordan as being the greatest, because if you look at his 6 greatest years, he may have won championships, right? But Wilt's stats are 20 points away from him. And we're not even going to talk about the rebounds. The man averaged like 25 rebounds, and he was getting like 11 and 12, 13 blocks a game. And he did that every night. And I don't want to hear that 6'1" and all that. I don't want to hear that. What y'all think? Well, anyway,
True.
the bottom line is I give me Wilt, give me Magic. I like Jordan. I like LeBron. And you can put Iverson in there. I'll take Iverson. You can't lose with that.
It's fun. It's funny. None of us said Shaq.
Well, guess what? Because I think Akeem Olajuwon, to me, I'll take Akeem over Shaq.
Yeah.
But I like Shaq game because Shaq came with with the hammer. That's what he did. I think he was the strongest center to play the game, and he was a great player. But Olajuwon was on another level from footwork, skill, and remember, he was five slammer jammer, and he was very skilled with the Houston Cougars. Patrick Ewing was a great college player to me. Kareem, we ain't gonna get into that. Kareem got the greatest shot in the game. That's the
Oh,
greatest shot.
my brother on the line. By Ball.
By here,
Benny,
ball.
Benny Ball, West Philly High School.
Kareem is the GOAT. Well, Kareem did have a tremendous career. And look, he had 35 and 21 boards. He had, when he was with the Bucks, he was putting in crazy work. But like I said, I've always liked Iverson's game because I thought, he had a different type of a game. I mean, and just to think for all those years, he really led the Sixers. He kept them like right there. And then when they finally got there, they just didn't have enough scores with him. But they was a good defensive team.
Well, check this out, right? This is why I'm gonna give Larry Brown credit. If you look at all the guys that was the man for their college and the man for other pro teams that got traded to the Sixers that was
Yeah,
scoring over 20 or more, they never could mesh with AI because AI demands the ball so much, right?
yeah,
What
of
Larry
course.
Brown did as a guru and a genius to say, hey, I'm gonna bring all defensive minded players that can score if they have to. So if AI try to lead the league in steals and do all that he's doing, we got guys like Eric Snow, Aaron McKee, George Lynch, Jermaine Jones, Roger Bell, Matumbo, all those dudes that's defensive minded that can make up for all this. Anybody that the Sixers brung that wanted to score like AI, we got them out of there. And never
Yeah,
just, Big Dog, Larry Hughes, the bull from North Carolina,
y'all started from Stackhouse.
Stackhouse.
Yeah, Stackhouse.
None of them guys. Tim Thomas played with them. None
Tim
of them
Thomas. Yeah,
guys. None of them guys. That score came here and became scorers because
yeah.
AI demand the ball so much. Those
But
guys that
it
Larry.
seems like he would have been able to get 10, 15 assists though, some kind of way, even if he did demand the ball. Like to me, there was always gaps where he could have gave up the ball and get it to him. They just had to make the shot. Because I remember Tim Thomas, he just didn't make those shots when he got the opportunity. And he had a pretty good, decent career. He went to Villanova, right? Tim Thomas, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
Had a
thought
real
Tim
good
Thomas
career.
was really good. Yeah, yeah. Tim Thomas was nice though.
Yeah, he went out Phoenix. He went to a couple places and did very, very well.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And
Made a nice little living for himself.
what do you think about the Morris twins? They work hard. Them guys, they stay on
I
some
think
winning team, don't they?
I think the Morris twins are really, really good. I mean, to see them how they work in the off season because they go to G G level 40. Um,
Yeah,
workouts, king of pressure. My guy Greg Garrett, works all the NBA guys out. I was fortunate enough to see uh, Kyle Lowry work out, in the summer. You know, those guys take care of their bodies. I knew the twins were fundamentally sound. They worked on their games and their body coming from high school. So those guys are getting everything that they deserve right
Yeah. I mean, clearly those guys, Philly workout cats, the people that be working them out. I know Ellis too. Ellis does that,
now. Fellas, yeah.
and Ellis, and the only reason why I know Ellis, he played in the Sunny Hill League, and I remember he went to Cheney, right?
Yeah,
So
he was right. He was right.
so-
See you in the house. My undergrad, Cheney University. Shout out to Cheney University.
yeah, there you go, Cheney University. All right, so now this could be look because it sounds like you a Laker fan down there. Yeah, you sound like a Laker fan. What's your best NBA team? Well, let's put it this way. I'm gonna give you two teams that you that you like, because I know everybody got about two teams they like. Anybody just sitting there with one. Especially living in Philly, we don't go nowhere too much. So you gotta pick somebody else.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I was
It's
Lakers
only
and the
you.
Sixers. Lakers and the
Other
Sixers.
than Lakers and Sixers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lakers. I used to like Jamal Wilkes. That little shot he used to do, like, yo, his little joint was crazy. Yeah, I remember Michael Cooper. I actually met
Yeah.
Michael Cooper before. I met his I believe it's his cousin. They were cousins. I was doing some script writing because I did comedy script writing for this thing on called Me Production, Motivate, Educate, and Entertain. I did it like in the '90s though, but I met Michael Cooper a couple of times through him, and he was pretty cool. Gene, your two greatest, your
The
two
greatest,
greatest,
greatest teams or greatest players?
greatest teams.
Of course,
Who?
I'm a Sixers fan.
Oh, so it's gonna be
Sixers and Sixers and the Lakers.
okay. Sixers and Lakers. Well, it sounds
And
like
the only reason why I say that is because I ain't even gonna lie. I'm a LeBron. I'm a LeBron.
oh no. Now here, this is what's crazy. Ever since LeBron got in the league, I've been telling people. I mean, everybody that ever knew me, I told everybody. I said LeBron game is completely different. Let's take Scottie Pippen game and put it on another steroids, and that's LeBron right there. And and we're not even going to talk about the work he done put in. Because I hate when the announcers talk about him not wanting that shot. He been taking them shots all his career. It just so happened he has the vision to pass the ball where a lot of NBA players they got tunnel vision with that. Remember Michael Jordan? He was shooting the ball all the time too when he first played in the league. He was gunning. So but y'all try to make it seem like, oh no, he not gunning. He playing within the game.
For people to say they want him to take the last minute shot like Kobe and Mike, that's what separates him from Kobe and Mike. My whole thing is I never heard nobody being garbage for getting 38, 15, and 15. Like I don't understand. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you like this. When you look at the Sixers and you talk about Ben Simmons, right? He's 6'10", right? He could defend, he could score. Why do I really need how often do I need him taking a jump shot when he can get to the rack on anybody? What's the difference?
well,
The ball's going in the hole. I
just
don't need
call.
Ben Simmons to shoot a three. I
Yeah,
don't need him to shoot J's. If they
yeah,
know that he ain't got no jump shot and they still allowing him to get to the rack and get layups, that's on the opposing team. He was an
yeah,
all-star. He was an all-star with no jump shot.
exactly.
So, so what does that mean?
Hey
Too
man,
late.
look.
Too late in
I,
the game to
I
get a jump
defend
shot.
him. I defend him all the time because, first of all, his lateral. I look at other attributes to his game that even Embiid doesn't have. His lateral movement is like a small guard that can really move, and he can really defend. And he was stripping people and blocking shots, and his activity on that alone. The Sixers never had nobody like that ever played for them. Moses was slow, but he was great. But Simmons is actually fast, like a real fast guard. So I don't know why they talk about him. People just get mad because they're just so used to seeing somebody shoot the ball all the time. But Embiid can put the ball up 30 times a game for them if they really want to, But what do you think going to happen with that team? You think they're going to keep it together, or what?
I would leave and be. Got to get a point. Got to get a solid point guard. Got to get another.
Jimmy Butler hurt
It hurt.
because
It
that
hurt.
hurt because he was a
Why
glue
would
guy.
you? Why would you shake that team up?
Yeah,
And they was a Kawhi Leonard shot away from going to where they needed to go.
yeah, that was So I mean, and then you get Al Horford, and I don't know, man.
Stuck with his contract. Give him
Man, he's
money.
stealing money right now.
You gave Tobias Harris 180. I mean, you got it. You had to get Tobias that money after you let Jimmy Bucket go. Jimmy Bucket should have never left.
But you know what
Never.
though? He should have wanted to. I think he didn't really care as much as people thought he was. Cause see, he wanted to be the main guy, and I think him and Embiid clashed a little because it still would have been Embiid's team. Butler would have been number two. I think he wanted his own scenario. That's why he went to to the Heat. And remember, over there, he's the man, and they're playing pretty good. So I like Jimmy Butler, man. I just wish he would have stayed. And just think about it. They traded away number one draft picks and like between the Markel Fultz and it's like, we had three number one picks and couldn't put it together. That was we didn't even have that when Iverson was popping. So you know that's just crazy, man. I don't understand it, man. I hope they get a good coach though. I hope they get a
I
good
want to.
coach.
I hope they get Sam Cassell or somebody that I deal with personally. I'll be back.
Oh man, if you get Sam Cassell, see, look, you holding
And my
names
guy,
back.
my guy, my guy.
Sam and
And
Sam
me,
Cassell,
me, me and Tyron Lue became really, really close.
Tyronn
He's a
Lue,
great
yeah,
guy. Yeah, he's a great guy, man. Because
yeah, yeah,
that's actually Chauncey Billups. So when me and Chauncey were hanging and do things, you know, and then he put me on Lou. Well, my guy kind of get with me, and then me
yeah.
and Lou started getting with each other. And then in Philly, he used to make sure my guy Eddie Hurt had.
Oh man,
So it runs deep.
wow.
Brothers, I don't mean to cut it short, but I gotta take this call.
Okay,
I
no,
def
yeah, you good.
I definitely enjoyed conversating with y'all.
Willie D.
Definitely,
Turner.
definitely
Glad you
enjoyed it.
glad you was able to be a part of it, bro.
Yeah,
You
we're
know what
gonna
I
be
mean?
wrapping up about like 5 minutes anyway. It's good.
Okay. And taking on all this good knowledge from all these good players, y'all put me down with because y'all look
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
You're a little older than me. I don't know how much older you are than me, but
yeah,
All right, young boy.
yeah, yeah. All right, yeah. So plus you get to see your little banner again. So I got your son over here in the corner, Nasir.
Yeah,
He's at
that's my
Lincoln, right?
no doubt. He's up
Okay.
there.
What he's starting at point guard?
I mean, I don't know if he's going to start as point guard, but I know he's been up there for like a week or two. He's been working, getting great feedback from the new coach up there. So it's some things that he needs to work on his body,
Yeah.
to get used to the college level of how the physicality is.
Yeah, contact.
But he's a hard worker.
Yeah.
Um, he's up there in the book. He can't come home without a degree. So his mom is on him. You know what I mean? He's learning how to be a man now because he has responsibilities that things that he needs to take care of that we're not going to be able to take care of no more. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So he
Yeah,
goes
you got to
to
grow up and be a man. That's all.
got to grow up and be a man.
Got to grow up and be a man. And once again, he's got a great father figure, and I'm quite sure he's going to do what he is supposed to do because it's in the genes.
No doubt, no
It's in the
doubt. And
genes.
plus, he got some older brothers that are educated with degrees and non-tolerant as it pertains to
Yeah.
education. You know what I mean? That person, you know, not too many people make it to the league. You gotta have a plan A, A, B, and C.
Oh, you
So
definitely got to have that.
it's right now, figure out what it is that he needs to do and what he wants to do. So
Yeah. Well, I'm quite sure you're going to keep him, focused on the prize. The prize is, even after basketball, but you never know. He might could go overseas and continue his dream. I'm quite sure you're going to direct him in the right direction. And he knows all his other brothers is doing the same thing. So I'm quite sure it's just going to be a domino effect of whatever you're doing. Like I said, that's one of the biggest attributes I knew about you, because by me doing the games at the Hill, I was like, man, Gene is always with his boys,
yeah,
raising them.
you see, we coming deep.
Y'all coming in,
Deep.
man. Y'all come with a whole crowd.
Yo, you know what's so funny, and I put it on Facebook. Gene Jr. Played point guard for 4 years at University. So during his last game on senior day, usually your mom, your pop come out, and maybe your little brother or whoever, like 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
We had 37 people on the court, bro.
What?
For
Man, it was
senior
crazy.
day. For senior day, 137 people. People in the stands like, oh my, it took him like 15 minutes on the court. 137, bro.
People
So
showed up
you
just for him.
come on, man. That's how we do. We family. We gotta
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that right there was iconic, monumental, because
it was
how it is
unbelievable.
out here. You know, but it's like I said, it's pretty cool. You in your kids' life, you watching them grow, you teaching them about life. That's the most important thing. That's what a father's actually for. Because they don't know. You're just teaching them as they go anyway. You know what I mean? So and that's what people got to understand. You can't get too upset or whatever, because you're really just trying to teach them um, you know, life, every little thing from uh, shoestrings on up. They got to learn it. They got to learn it because it has to be taught. All right, that sounds pretty good. Like I said, we probably can connect with something else. You just let me know how you want to do it, and we'll get it popping. It's the SL Digital Media Podcast, Facebook live interview with Eugene Lett, the legend, the father.
Thank you, bro.
Have a good one.